real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Linda Kinchin says a year after she met the defendant, she discovered he'd been arrested for soliciting prostitutes. Linda's suing her former friend for breach of contract. Defendant Calvin Flanagan insists when he was arrested for soliciting prostitutes, it was a misunderstanding. Calvin says Linda has some nerve talking about him, considering she's sleeping with one of her tenants.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I met Calvin 2011. 2012, while working for me, he made a statement that he had been arrested for prostitution. And sir, I was almost inclined to believe that he took my money to pay for those hoes or his bail or something, okay?
Took your money how?
When I paid him to do a job for me.
Ma'am,
now, Your Honor,
I got news for you. That's how prostitution goes.
You're right, Your Honor. Working for me, he made a statement that he had been arrested for prostitution. And sir, I was almost inclined to believe that he took my money to pay for those hoes or his bail or something, okay?
Took your money how?
When I paid him to do a job for me.
Plaintiff Linda Kinchin is suing her former friend, who she claims was arrested for soliciting prostitutes.
You say he's involved in prostitution? And you gave him money?
Yes, that's it, Your Honor. And I have the proof here. It's a newspaper article from one of our local papers. No, sir. They caught him.
Oh! What did you give him money for?
To do some air conditioning work for me, Your
air
Honor.
conditioning. Oh, well, you the one.
Yeah, that contract could have been
Gotcha. All right. All right. Present with counsel. Judge credited on charges of prostitution and prostituting. Defendant waived arraignment as to count 2. Defendant was sentenced to a fine of $200. Calvin Flanagan. You know, you want to address this first?
Your Honor, we had a little bachelor party going on, and some of my guys had contacted some people in the wrong areas. And at the bachelor party, some people showed up from Backpage.com. But it wasn't the girls, it was the police. So that's where that come from.
They didn't say you contributed to the act. They said prostitution.
Right. I mean, if
As in you.
Well, if they in there, everybody agreed to it. It was more than me, not just by myself.
You don't understand what I'm saying. We'll leave it alone.
I know what you're talking about.
All right, we'll leave it alone. I'm just having fun with you.
All right.
I know it wasn't you, but you know, one could interpret that.
Right, nah, not me. No.
You were arrested, charged, and sentenced for prostitution.
Me? Nah.
That's what this says.
I know what they say, but nah.
It probably meant, and they should have put, and you should have made sure they put.
Right.
Solicitation
Right.
for prostitution. Meaning you are paying for. All right, go ahead, ma'am. So you knew this about him, and you found that out after hiring him?
After hiring him.
All right.
For this last job.
And you didn't know him prior to this?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
From where?
He had done some work for me in 2011. This particular incident.
How did you meet him then, in 11?
Through a mutual contracting friend that I utilize periodically also.
That's not a pimp, is it?
Stop.
No, this one's a preacher, Your Honor.
Preacher?
Yes, he's a minister.
Oh, in some instances, same thing. Go ahead. I say some instances. Some instances.
Right.
Go ahead.
Now, Your Honor, let me state, I've not been an angel myself. At 14 years old, I ran off from home. 15, got pregnant with twins. Turned my life around.
Oh, good.
Got hired as a police officer after 27 years of service. Retired as a captain.
Good. All right. Congratulations. Beautiful.
And buying property after retiring was my niche. I liked renovating property. And that's how I hired the defendant to work with some of my properties, but this last one is where we had the problem.
All right, let me allow him to give some background. Sir?
Okay, Your Honor. Let me tell you a little bit about Miss Kitchen's character. Her tenants, she called them all low budget blank blank. I can't cuss in your courtroom, but you know what I'm talking about. One of her tenants, she's sleeping with. Upon me working that job what she's talking about right now, her son stood back and looked at her. And well, he talking to me and looked at her and said, you know what? He said, that's my baby. That's my baby, man. And I looked at him, I said, dude, that's your mom. I said, what are you talking about? That's your baby. He said, man, I'll take care of her. I'd do anything under the sun for her. He said, man, you just don't know, bro. So I kind of got the little notion that, you know, this is, first of all, professional. I don't see it. I don't see it at all with her.
What's professional?
Professional way she's conducting business with the houses and the way that I came into this whole situation.
You were saying about her son.
No, her son is the one that's handling all these properties. That's not hers. She's the one.
But you were making reference to his discussion with you about his mother.
Right. I wouldn't talk about my mom like that. We got a close relationship, but...
You wouldn't talk about her as nice as he talked about his mother?
No, he looked engaged at her up and down.
Hold on, this isn't funny.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Plaintiff Linda Kitchen is suing her former friend, who she claims was arrested for soliciting prostitutes.
You're accusing this woman's son of wanting to be with his mama?
That's the way I got it.
Is that what you're saying?
That's the way I got it.
That's the way you got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, the way one can get this and the way I got it is that you're selling your behind as a prostitute.
Well, no, sir.
Yeah, I believe
sir.
you are.
No,
I believe
sir.
you are. If you think her son is interested and has desires for his mama, I believe just like this says, you sell your behind every chance you get. You have no more credibility in this case. I'm throwing you out my courtroom. Judgment for the plaintiff. I believe everything you say.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have nothing to say. Obviously, it's very evident the judge saw through him, and especially to make an accusation as he did, it tells me that he doesn't know what a son's love is for his mom. So that's all I have to say.
I just call it like I seen it, so that's it.